Just for the recap, basically for SQL Server installation, I told you better to go with this video from the YouTube, because installation is very boring process if we start here. The main thing is I will show you how to restore. Basically, I will recap what we covered last week in a small, so that even Arjun can feel like he's on the track, and then we will turn on to the advanced SQL. So for installing SQL Server 2016 Express, you need to install, and this video will help you, and I will share you this link today for sure, and also the video links for the previous session also, and this session also. So Abhishek, can you just turn off your mic? It's having disturbance. So okay, let me. Okay, no problem. Let me just save it. SQL. Session. Okay, so once you install your SQL Server, what you have to do is you have to open the SQL Management Studio, because this is the one where you can query your database. So once you click on this one, till this part everything will cover in that video after installation and all. Once you come, it will ask you for the credential. That also in video you will be able to find out. If you are unable to find out, then you can ping me. I will remotely help you on that. So once you connect, the thing is all the queries we will run on the Northwind database. So this is a sample database from Microsoft, and we can download it from anywhere. I will share the backup also with you, and I will show you like how to restore. So right click, restore database, device, click on this add, basically add, and find the database wherever you will be downloading it. I have in this folder, double click, OK, and press OK. So this is the basic simple steps of how you restore the database. So once you restore, I will just show you what are the basic queries we did last time. So before running the queries, you need to select the database here in this drop down. So it will be Northwind. Also, if this drop down is not available, you can just directly type name use Northwind. So once you run this command, it will automatically be all the commands underneath this will automatically start running into this database. So before starting this, last time we showed like why this why we need this SQL to work on. For that, I just want to show you how the things work in the real world. So if you see this data in Excel, what we have is we have this two columns, one is category and one is product. Now I have this data, but there is one problem in this data is I have the category name repeated with all the products. Now what happened with this approach is, if tomorrow I have million products in one category and I have to change the name of the category, I have to change it everywhere. So instead, this thing I can have normalized data. I will show you what is that, and also this problem become more severe if we have more data related to category in the same thing. So now what I have is I have the category and also description of the category. So suppose if there are million products, I will be repeating this description as well as this category name with all the products. And also if tomorrow I need to change the description, I have to change it in the million places instead of one place. So this is the problem why we normalize the data. Now what is normalization is breaking the data using an ID. ID can be number also, it can be any character also, but number is more suitable. So here what we do is we gave ID to each category. So instead of writing description or anything of that category, I will just use the category ID to denote which category this product belongs to. So this is how we originally save the data in SQL Server. We will break data through their IDs and distribute the data, which we call as normalization. And if you see this data where it is not normalized, this is called as denormalized data. In our language, the data which we use is denormalized because we need to analyze the data. So we need all the data available on each record. So how to get the denormalized data from normalized data is work of SQL, and that's what is the important part, like why we data scientists need this SQL. So let us get back to the SQL. Now last time, if you remember, we worked on two tables, one is category and the product. Now the basic SQL statement start with select. Now SQL is high level language, means we can understand the language while speaking itself. So the low level languages are those which computer understand, which we don't understand, but high level are we can relate it with our language like English. So the basic query start with like select. Now the thing is, we are asking computer to select, and computer wants to know what I want to select. So I will say star. So star denotes to everything. It is a wildcard. Like if you are searching any file on the computer and you want to say I want to search all the files, so all the file means star. So here star is the like you can say for all the columns, because if you see this table has 4 columns. One is category ID, category name, description, and picture. The picture is in the binary format, so this is kind of like low level language which we cannot understand. So now we have this like I am saying select star means everything from the categories table. So this is basic thing which I am telling computer to do. And also I have this product table to do the same. I am saying select star means everything from the product table, and like basically from product I am telling it. So that's why it is able to select. Also I can limit this output to fewer columns. Like I want to say I want to only get category name instead of everything, so I can just rename. I can just use this, or also I want category ID also, so I will be just separate them these columns with a comma. So now this is how we are like changing all columns to a selective product. So in the data frame, if you remember, if we have a data frame for 10-20 columns and we need one specific one, so we have to create a subset. So this is kind of creating the subset. Okay. Also if you have any question, turn on your mic and please interrupt me in between. Okay. Now in the why I called this like normalized data is because everything is split. So we'll see other tables also, but let us do few operations. Now as I told you, these two tables, product and category, are related to each other in a normalized way. Means product table will have the category ID with which I can get the category information. So for that thing we need to do a basic operation which we call as join, because I want to join these two tables and get the you can say required output. So what I will say is, I will say to my SQL select, forget about this one for a while, just do it as a star. I will say select star from categories, and I won't I won't want to write categories every time. I will tell you like why this is required. Now I am saying SQL to select all categories and join it with products. Just remember, forget this inner and just remember this, join with products. Now when I'm saying join it with products, computer need to know on what basis I should join. So I am saying on the basis of category table category ID must be equal to product table category ID. Why this means is because if you see, product table also is having this category ID. So I am saying join the category table with products on the basis of where category.category ID equal to product.category ID. So I am saying join these two columns and get me the output. What output? Here I am saying select all, so it will get me all the data. So repetition will be there. So if you see again this description and category start, you can say multiplying, because for each category there are multiple products. So what is happening is, so each category will repeat by using this join. Now I want to change, I don't want all the data. So what I will do is, I want to say I just want these columns. One is category name, second product name, and the description what we have in the Excel. So if I just run this, so I got the data by joining it. So the thing is, in SQL the main thing is data will be denormalized, normalized. To get the denormalized data we need to perform joins. Now for the joins, the thing is both the table need to have something common in between them, and that always must be ID. And it is not mandatory to have the column name category ID or something like that. Yes, I am recording, Abhishek. I think so. Yeah, I'm recording. Okay. So now the thing is, both the table need to have something in common, and that is this category ID. And it is not mandatory like the name should be category ID. You can say category code also, or you can say cat code, cat ID, so whatsoever. So name doesn't matter. So here if it is the name is category ID, here it can be cat ID or it can be cat code or something like that. To identify that how these two tables are linked with each other, you need a database diagram, means how the tables are linking with each other. So for that what you need to do is go into this database diagram, click on new diagram, new database diagram, say yes, and add the tables. Add this category table and select this product table, add. So once you do this, it will show you these two tables are interlinked with each other. Suppose I add one more table here. I will say like customer. So if you see, there is no relationship between customer with any one of these. So because customer is not directly linked with any category, it is not directly linked with any product. Customer is linked with one more thing, that is called orders, because each customer places some orders. So once I add this order table, so if you see, there will be a relationship in between these two, and you can go and click and see what are the relationship. By seeing the column names also you can identify, or by just making this diagram also you will be able to know like what are the columns which are linked with each other and all. So you can go in properties and you can then check what are the table names and columns. Here you can see the customer table, customer ID, orders table, customer ID. So these are the relationships. So for this category and product, right click, properties, click on this button. If you see here, it will tell you what is the common. So even if the product table have cat code instead of this category name, but when you will go in properties, it will tell you with which column this category ID is linking up with. So this is the basic thing you need to know before getting the data, how the tables are linked with each other. Now in real world scenario, what happens is not always data will be so easy to get. So you need to run behind the developers and programmer to at least to get the information regarding these tables, like how these tables are linked up with each other. Because if you see one thing, the basic of performing anything on data is data. You need to have the data. So data also need to be correct. So getting the correct data means you need to know how to get the data and from where, which tables. Now the thing is, I got the data in this one, my category name, product and category description, but I want to order it. I want it to ascending order or descending order. So what I need to do is I will use this order by clause. So at the end of the query is the same exactly like the above one. I say order by category name. So now the data will come in a proper order. Also now I can do multiple ordering also. I said I want to order it by category name and also by product name. Also if I want my category name to be ascending, so I can write ASC, or I can leave it as it is, because by default it will be ascending, and I want to my product name to be in descending order. So I just say DSC, I will select, and my data will be, the category name is in ascending and product name in descending. So if I just want it to be ascending, I will just remove this descending, and it will automatically by default pick as ascending order. So now my category and product are again in ascending orders. Last time we covered one more clause, that is where clause. Like if I want to get a particular category products, so how I will do is I will say where category name equal to beverages. Okay, one more thing, just to like you can say recall why I use this cat dot category ID and product dot category IDs. If I just remove this product dot category ID and run this, it will give me the error. The error is ambiguous column name. Ambiguous means duplicate. The thing is, computer don't know which category ID I am telling. So I am telling I want to link it with product category ID, because category ID column name is same. But if you have these two tables, category and product, and suppose in product instead of this category ID column name is cat ID, then you can easily link up with this category ID because they are unique. They are not, you can say, duplicate. Now in the where clause here, when I am writing anything text, because see this beverages is just a value within the data. It is not the, you can say, name. because for this one it is just a value, one cell value. So here I have to mark it with single quotes. Number I can write equal, if I want to say okay, instead of this I will say cat dot category id equal to 2. Then I can do, and also double hyphen is for comment. If you want to comment any query, just double hyphen it, select that particular query, run it. Now it will get me the data for the category id 2. But if I want to write any name or any text, I need this single quotes around them, and I will run this, and I will be able to get the data of beverages. Now there was one more thing we have done, between clause. Now between clause works only on date, okay, and also on numeric also you can use, but maximum on date. The thing is, in where clause there are two tables like this, order and order details. Now why the data is broken between this order and order details? Because in one order there can be multiple products. So like 1000 product you ordered in one order, so there will be only one record for that order in orders table, and the details of all the product which the person has purchased will be in order details table, and these two table will be linked up with one column which is called order ID. So now here what I am doing is I am saying select star from orders, like select everything from orders, join it with order details on the basis of where order ID of order table is equal to order ID of order details table. Once I got this, I am saying also I want to get all the orders which date between this month, like 7th month to 8th month, and I will run it. Also, now the thing is, I can write this query in one more sense. What is that? If you see my year is 1996, so I can use year order date equal to 1996, and the month is 7th. So I want to get all the 7th month data. So I will say month order date. What is this order date? It is the column name equal to 7. So if I run this, I will get the same data, because in this query and this query I am getting the same data. Basically the data will be a little bit less because my dates are 05, but now if I run it with this one, now if I see I want to comment this query, this clause, I will just put double hyphen, and the data is 62 records, and if I just remove those and run it again, the data will be 62. Okay, I think somewhere I am leaving one or the two data. Okay, okay, just forget it. But the thing is, you can write the query in other sense also by using this. My main purpose for this one was to show you this function to year and month. Last time also we covered more function on text. I won't be like covering all of those, so for that I will be uploading the video. We can go through all the text function last time what we did, like char index, substring and all what we did. So that will be in the other query, other session basically. Now one more clause we did was in clause. In clause stands for when there are multiple values. So here I want to get the categories where the name is beverages, condiments and confection. So I will be writing using in, because I will not be writing like or and all, because one more thing. So here I just wrote like where I want this beverages category. Suppose I want to get or the product dot product ID equal to 3. I also want to get one more product other than the beverages, so I will be able to get this product ID 3 data. So this or operator is there. Now instead of writing or operator again and again, I will use this in clause. I say category ID in beverages, comma, condiments and the confections. Why I cannot use this above in the same query? Because this column is different and this column is different. Here just I want to show you or clause. So I can write this query in one more way by saying it where beverages category equal to beverages or condiments, and delete this one. So here I said where category name equal to beverages and second name should be condiments, and also confections also if I need to add. So I will add 3 ors. So instead of writing such a big query, So the records are 37, and for the above query also the record will be 37. So 37 and 37 both the side. The thing is, here I am using in clause instead of writing this one. Suppose there are like 1000 of this values, so you won't be writing or category name or and all, and so in that case in is little bit cheap and easy to write. Also, last time if you remember, we have this group by clause. Now why group by? The thing is, group by means whenever you want to summarize anything. Now summarize is not the just only the sum operation, it can be average, because in that also we are grouping. Like suppose I have a class like electronics or computers. I ask like how many students are there, so you will say like 50. So you are summing them up or counting them up and giving them a number like 50. So these are called as summarizing or aggregation operation. Suppose I asked like last year how many students got passed. You said like 1000 students got passed. I asked what is the average of this, you can say that all the students, and also what is the minimum you can say score student got, what is the maximum score student got. So all of these are aggregation operation, because I am selecting only one value out of n number of values. So whenever there is related to aggregation, like how many, how much, average, something, so those are all are aggregation operation. Whenever there is an aggregation operation, you need to do a group by. Now in the basic query, this basic query, what I am doing is I am getting all the categories and number of product within those categories, which I can get through count method. So I am saying select category and count the product ID. I can write product name or whatever. I am saying select the category and give me the count of all the product ID within that category. How that is? Because I am saying from categories joining it with products on the basis of category ID. This is the same how we are coming from up to down. The query is same, and I am saying group by category name, because I am saying I want a category name and a count of values, count of all the products. So I am counting the product, but I need the category name. So their category name act as a label onto that output. So I am saying get me the category name and count of the product. So when I am doing this means there is a group by, and group by will be on that column which I want to see as a output, not as a number. So here I will go and select. So I got like this category contain 12 products, this category contain 12 products, and so on. So any question so far in this? Abhishek, Arjun, Ranjana? Arjun, your voice is not coming. Not coming. Let me call you on phone. Better. Okay, no problem. Abhishek, you and Ranjana, any question in this one? Okay. Okay, now starting with little bit more advanced, and a lot of things I have skipped what were in the last lecture, because you can say rewind that lecture also, but we'll cover all of them in like back and forth version of them. So now let us start. And okay, one more thing regarding this group by. Now you see this where clause. Where clause is like where category equal to this and all. So these things we can do on specific column and specific values. When there is a group by involved, means whenever you are summarizing the data and you want a condition, it cannot be done by normal where clause, because the condition will be run at the end of the grouping. At the end of the grouping. In this case, what happens is these where clause run for each and every record. So where it will get a record, it will check whether the category is this one or not. If it is that, then the record will come, otherwise it won't come. But when the group by is there and you want a condition on that group by, then you need a having clause. Why having? Okay, now suppose I want all the categories where they have the product minimum 10 in that category. So I will say max having. Now how I am getting the count is by this one, having count greater than 10. So whenever I am putting any condition, oh sorry, group by having will come after group by. So if I run it now, so I will get only the categories where I am having product count greater than 10. Now remember, whenever there is grouping and you want to put a condition on the grouping value which you have grouped, then you need a having clause. So this was the basic thing, like which we need a basic operation. Now how this join works and all. Before going to that, I will show you few more things which are called as subqueries, which you can say like whenever the data is not directly available, then you need the subqueries. Now what are the subqueries? Suppose I want to get, okay, now let me get from customer table, select star from customers, so that we can see few subqueries. Suppose these are my customer, I want to get customer name. Here company name is the customer name, so we have to work with that also, only that we have to use. I got my all customers. Now what I want is, I want the customer last order date, when he placed his last order. I can do it by using group by also, because the thing is it will be the maximum order and all, but the thing is I will show you how we can do it with the subquery. Now what I want is, I want this company name and okay, customer ID also, customer ID. Also I want the last order he placed. Now if you remember, the last order will be the maximum order, so I will write a subquery. So writing a subquery, you need this round braces. So in the round braces I will write, so for selecting a value I have to put the comma, and I can write it anywhere, like select order ID from orders. I will name it as ORD. ORD is just giving a short name to the table so that we don't have to write the complete name. I have to use basically as operator for that, but without as also SQL understand, so we can skip. So where ord.customer ID equal to cat.customer ID. Also I want to say, I want to select maximum order, means the last one. So it will return me one order ID. So if I run this, my output will be the customer name, customer ID, and the last order ID he ordered, like he got when he ordered. Also if I want to get maximum order date, I can get it like the last order this customer placed was this one. To verify this, we can run one more query to get orders where customer ID equal to single quote this one, and I will say order by order date descending. I want to get the descending, basically I want to get the dates to be descending so that I can check with the first one. So if you see, the last date of this customer was 4th month 9th and 1998, and here the maximum date came for this customer is this one. So this is how subquery works. Now whenever I am using this subquery, or see if you remember this one also, the group by, so I am doing some operation, count operation on the product ID. So the thing is, column name will be no column name, so I have to give a column name to it, like by giving this as operator I have to specify one name. Why square brackets? Yes Arjun, tell me. Okay, let me call you better. uh, hmm, calling you. Yeah Arjun, tell me. नहीं, तभी, no problem. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. So for the header, that's what I was about to tell. Like what you have to do is you have to use this as operator after your query round braces and put square brackets. I'm just turning off the call so that we can see. Okay. So now you have to write a column name. Okay, let's first see the output and then do this one. So the output is this. I got the maximum date. So if I want to give a column name, I will say max order date. Order date. Basically it is preferred you should not be using space, because otherwise in Excel and other we start getting problem. So I will write this one. So with this I got this maximum order date of the like you see the last order date when the customer placed his order. Also along with this, if I want to get okay, one more thing, to getting the maximum one, you have one more way by changing this query without using the maximum one, and that is I will say top one order date. Now top, if you remember, it is the clause like if I want to get the top n number of records, like we have the head function in the R. So what we use is I want to get top 10 records, so I will say top comma the you can say data frame and comma with the number of records I want. So I can use this top function for getting the data like this also, getting all top 10 records and all. So now I can use top 1 order date from this order table, and before getting I will say order by order date descending, because I want to get the maximum order date which will be the last one from the descending order. So I'm saying do the descending order and get me the top 1 order ID, so it will be the maximum order ID only. So again my output will be the same. So I can get the data through this one also and this approach also. What is the problem with this approach is I can get the maximum order date, but I cannot get the last you can say amount he spent on the order, which is in the order tables. If you see orders, which will be the freight amount. So this is the amount which I want to get. But if I do the maximum, or like you can say freight, so what it will give me is the maximum amount he has spent in any of the order. It can be first order, third order, fifth order. So I cannot use the maximum in that case. So when I'm getting the last record, means last order and how much amount he spent, I will say freight. So I will say last order amount. So I will say run this, and I got like this is how much he spent in the last order. So with this I can get the information. If I want to get the order ID also, I will say I want to get order ID and run this. See, this is not the proper way of writing the query. Why I am saying is because the data when you are wait a second, order ID. So the thing is, why this is not the right one, right approach to write the query is because if the data is millions or trillions of record, which usually be there in the production database, then what problem comes is these sub query run for each record. For each customer it will run this query. So suppose there are 1 million customer and you are running this query, so these query will cause trouble. So there are a way to optimize it, which we will cover later. Optimizing is not the first preference. The getting the output is the first preference for us. Optimizing is like we can do it later also. How we can optimize the same one is, if you see what I am getting is I am getting the top 1 record. So I can get all the 3 values in one go. Why I am querying it, writing this query 2-3 times, but I cannot do this in one you can say one single line. When you are doing, I cannot say I want to get order date comma order you can say freight and comma order ID. Why I cannot do this is, if you see this is one single cell, I cannot fit 3 columns in one single cell. So if I run this query, what I will get is I will get an error. Let's see that error. What is the only one expression can be specified in a select list. So subquery cannot have multiple select when it is used between select and from. Okay, so let me put some you can say spaces in between this, let me cut. So see, if these are multiple select used as subqueries, so these are subqueries between select and from. So when you are writing a subquery between select and from, you cannot write it multiple with multiple columns, because we have to get only one single value for one single cell. We cannot have multiple columns. So how to do that is, there is one more operator, cross apply. See, when you are viewing all this query today, it will be difficult to have everything in your head, but the thing is, at least you will get the introduction what that operator do, this why these subqueries are necessary, because I am getting the last order, top order, whatsoever I have to do, I can do this with the subqueries. So in that cases, subquery you cannot avoid. You need to know like what are the possible things you can try. Like suppose you want to get the data, you are unable to get it with a direct query. You have thing in your mind like, yes, subquery can be a possible solution, you can try with it. So tomorrow, like the cross apply which I will be showing to you, suppose even if you don't remember it, like what cross applies do, but at least you know there is something cross apply. So if something is not working for you, you can at least go on to the Google and try whether cross apply will be helpful or not. So that is why we need to know what are the other different things. Okay, now my question was, why to get all these things in 3 different queries, because this query will execute 3 times for all for each single value, and it will be overhead for the SQL server. So how I can break this query down in one single you can say call. I will just let me copy. Okay, I don't need to copy because I have already this. I will just copy this one. Okay, I'll just making this above query. Okay, so for a while, let us see our query is working or not. What I did is I just short the query, like decrease the size of the query. Just I am getting the last order date. Okay, now my purpose was to get all the values at once instead of doing it like one by one. So there is a function name, basically it is called as operator, which is called as cross apply. Now in this cross apply, I will put this query and I will write other columns also which I need along with the same record. So what this cross apply do is, it will query this column, basically table, and get the multiple records at multiple columns at once. Now when it is giving multiple column at once, means it is acting like a table. Like if I run this, so wait a second, let me just run this one till here. So here I have 3 columns. So even if it is not 3, it is 2. I want to get last 2 and all. So still, if you see, this subquery is acting as a table because it contains rows, it contains columns. So multiple rows and multiple column means it is a table. So this subquery will act as a, you can say, as a table. So once it is acting as a table, the first requirement is all column names should be proper. So anyhow, we are not doing any operation on them, so the column names are coming. So I want to give a name to this subquery because we are treating it as like a table. So how I will do is, I will give it as a name anything. Okay, I give it T as a name. So once I give the name, I can say I want to select T dot. Now once you use T dot, it will show you all the columns which are given by this cross apply. So I will say T dot write, comma T dot order date, comma T dot order ID. So if you run this now, these both queries will give you the same output, but the best part is you don't have to write such a long query, and also you can replace everything by just one single query. So even if now you have to get 20-30 more columns, you just see comma comma comma. But the thing is, when you are doing this cross apply, you can only get the data from one table at a time. If you want to get the data from multiple table, then you have to do joins within this subquery. You can say, see, the thing is, what we people say na, like these are just a practice. In the real scenario, it will be different and all. Yes, it will be different. The thing is, the size of this subquery can be equal to 10 lines, 20 lines. But the thing is, the rules remain same. When you are writing any subquery between select and from, it can only return one single value. When it is written after from and between where, from to between, where then it can return multiple columns and multiple values. When it goes again back to the where, only one single value a query can return. There is an exception in where in clause. I will show you how that works. Okay, one more thing. Let us. Okay, now I have a requirement. What my requirement is, I want to get the customer who has placed the last order. I can get it easily by doing top one, but that is not my purpose. I just want to show you how you can use subquery in different forms. Are you getting all Ranjana and Abhishek? Are you able to get it? Like, what is this subquery? How it works? Subquery is like, you can say, independent query, but the thing is, it output is related to the like the main query. Now, how it is related? Because in the where clause, I am saying join, basically kind of not join. I'm saying where order ID of this order table should be equal to customer. You can say customer ID of this order table should be equal to the customer ID of the outside table at the on the top. So this is how this subqueries link up with the, you can say, main query. So are you able to get it? Like, are you on the same page, or is there any question? Okay, I think I missed it. Abhishek, can you just turn on your mic? Yeah, Abhishek. Yeah, tell me. Mm. I haven't used dplyr, so you have to explain it. Uh, so you are saying particular. See, what I wanted to explain is there are three forms of writing subquery. One form is when it comes between select and from. When it is coming between select and from, it will only return one single value. Okay. When this I will show you other forms also. When it is written between from and where clause, see, when we are writing a query, these things need to be in sequence. That I will explain you later. Like, first select comes, then from comes, then on comes, then where comes, then group by come, and then having. So mhm. Yeah. So yeah, basically there is a cardinality. These need to be in proper order, then only SQL will understand. Because see, take this simple case, like we this using this group by. My query is, I want to get all the groups where the product count is greater than 10. Suppose I put this having cross before group by and run it, it will give error, because this condition only means after grouping. Once I have grouped, I have the count, then only I can you can say remove them. Okay, so there is a sequence we need to follow. Basically, why I didn't introduce with that one is because in the beginning that syntax is very big. It will show you like all the things in one page, so it will be difficult, like little bit irritating also to see you like what that means. So better to go with the flow. Now the thing is, the subquery, if you are using between select and from, it will return only one single value. When it is between from and where clause, it can return n number of values. Okay, and when it is after where, then only one single value it will return. There is one exception, that also I will tell. Hmm. Okay, the thing is, see, brackets are always similar to all the languages. That is one case. The thing is, why these round brackets are used and curly braces are used. Like, if you remember R, we have these curly braces and all. See, these are all the things which denotes the boundary value. Okay, now for writing this column name, SQL has a syntax, we need to use only the square brackets. For writing anything expression can be a subquery or it can be any function, so round bracket is used, and this is universal. Round bracket is used everywhere to whenever there is an expression. Okay, whenever there is a name, square brackets are used. It may be different from one language to another, but usually this is these are the standards which are followed. Okay, so okay okay, okay, what I'm saying is these are standards. Like, round brackets means either it is a function or it is an expression. Okay, expression is, it will give some output. Square brackets are used to give, you can say, suppose you have space in between the columns name, then you need to have a square bracket. Because if you see this order details table, when we are joining this with order details, it has space in between. So how SQL Server knows this is not order? See, if I just remove this square bracket, now order is a keyword because we are using in order by. Now SQL is confused. So then in that case we need square brackets. Okay. Curly braces, there is no use in SQL. SQL, there is for curly braces we have begin and end in SQL. Little bit changes will come, no doubt. R, yeah, no doubt. Okay, but the thing is, can't we say similar to R because we are writing a particular language to get the data. In R, it is more syntax oriented, and also SQL is not case sensitive. It can be small select, it can be upper select, so both mean same. Okay, Ranjana, any question from your side? Hello. Okay, I think silence I can take it as yes. There is no question. Okay, now coming back to the where clause. Now I am writing these queries to show you how the subqueries works. You can have an alternative way of writing these also. Like suppose I want to get the last customer detail who has placed the order, last order. Okay, the details of the customer who has placed the last order. So I can say select from customers where customer ID equal to, now I have to get this customer ID from orders table. So I will say select top one customer ID from orders, order by order ID descending. Why order ID descending? Because order ID is always incremental, so it will get me the last, you can say, so last order ID will be the maximum one. So I am saying get me the top one customer ID from the order table and supply this customer ID to this query, out query. So this will supply RATTC to this customer ID, and I will get the data for that customer whose name is whose ID is RATTC. So here what I am getting is I am getting one single customer from the who has placed the last order. Suppose I change this to top two. Now the thing is, what I told was equal to clause and or single value. This subquery can only return one single value. So when I am talking one single value, if I run this query, it will give me an error because now it's saying subquery return more than one value. So whenever this is happening means you need to understand where you have put this subquery. If it is between from and where, you can have multiple values, but if it is after where or between select and from, it can only return one single value. For maximum or all the operators, there is one exception that I will also cover. So this is how I can get it. I can do it in other way also by joining, putting join also, like by saying select star from customers cat join with orders on cat dot customer ID equal to order dot customer ID, order by ord dot order ID descending, and I will say top one cat dot customer, or you can say cat dot star if I want to get all the information of this one. So here what I am doing is order by, I am saying get me the same information as what the above query is doing. The thing is writing query is different. Here I just want to show you how subquery works. Now also one more thing I want to tell, like I told you, like we can have the multiple values also from the subquery in the where, after where clause, only in the one exception, that is in clause. So if you remember the in clause, what we have is we can supply multiple values. So it is the only operator in where clause where multiple value means to SQL. So I will change it to in, and I will say I want to get top 5 customer who has placed last 5 orders. It can be same customer also, so that is not the case. So here these are the 5 customers who have placed last 5 orders. So are you getting me? All of them? All of you? I think everyone is getting. Okay. No problem. So this is just to yeah, tell me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Where you want to put the like subquery on where? uh, yeah, 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 yeah. You, I just lost your connection in between. Can you just repeat again the last line? Hmm. Okay. Yeah. This subquery will give me single value because equal to operator will see when we are saying something equals to something. I can say equal to something or something. Then I have to use the in. Whenever there is or means multiple value involved. So in that case I can use that. And also one question you said like duplicate values. Yes, duplicate values can be there. Now if I go with one customer and joining it with the order, so one customer may have 100 orders. So the thing is whenever we are joining, so it will give me a duplicate. But to remove the duplicacy we have a distinct clause. I can say top 10 distinct I think distinct top 10. And if I'll run this query, okay, I just not completely selected, sorry. So if I run, okay, I think the distinct has to come after top. Oh, 5, I think distinct is specified. Oh, order by cannot be there to for distinct. Yeah. So if I use the distinct, what it will do is it will remove the duplicacy. Okay. Okay. Now, yeah. Tell me. See, there is one thing. Why to use distinct? See, distinct is very heavy operation, heavy operator we call it. Why the reason is, see how it. Suppose you are getting one single column, then distinct is still easy for SQL to do. But you can also say distinct star. So in this case, what happen is it has to compare each value. It has to value each and every column to verify whether it is a distinct or not. So distinct you have to only do when it is necessary. If you know the data should not have the duplicate values, then you should not be doing it. And if you have this thing like it can have the duplicate value, then you should remove with the joins and all. But yes, you can do the distinct to remove the duplicate value, but it is not advisable in maximum cases. Okay, see, if I am getting, okay, let me tell you few more concept in SQL that I have to cover in the next lecture. I don't know when I will take it, but the thing is, what are those means? See, there, if you go in this concept, like if you see there is a key it has made in front of this category ID column. Okay, so what is this key is? It is called as primary key. Primary key I will come in the next lecture because these are schema things. I should not be telling you in the first day. The thing is these are key which ensure something. Means primary key means it should not be null. If you see here it is like no null. No null means no value, cannot, like without value it cannot be there. Second, it should not be duplicate. So now for the like you can say category name, I can have a constraint also. Here I may have duplicate category name in the table, but while making the table I can make the constraint like there should not be any duplicate category name in the table. So if there is a constraint of unique value, that is called as unique constraint. Whenever there is a unique constraint on the column, you can trust it blindly, like there will not be any duplicate values. But if there are duplicate values, suppose there are person who has used category name twice and you want to remove it, so you can say, okay, let us take this simple from categories, category name, and you can say distinct. So what it will do is it will get you the distinct one. Okay, I will show you one more example of it. Suppose one simple way is writing queries. I am just writing a query like I say A union all, select B, and union all, select B again. So if I run this query, it will get me the output is A B B. And now you want to suppose this is the output coming from a subquery. So now the subquery is, I will just put a brackets all around, give it a name. Here I will say as call, column name I have given. So if I run this query, now I have the column name ABB. Okay. Now the thing is, you want to remove duplicate from this, so you will say distinct call from. Now if I run this, now what happened is, now this has removed the duplicate one, only one value came. So distinct is for removing the duplicate one. Okay, I think this answer your question, Abhishek.
Yashish, but last class you told that instead of using union all, अगर हम union भी use करें तभी भी it
No,
will
no.
work.
Why I showed you this one is I want to generate some duplicate data to show you the distinct function. So this is just I made up the query to make the data. But the thing is, yes, union will remove the duplicacy. Okay. Okay.
तो मतलब it means that distinct मतलब distinct union serves the purpose of distinct.
But when we are unioning, suppose this output is coming through. Okay, let me show you the duplicate data by joining this with orders category. I'm getting here. I will take the basic operation. So if you see this one, so what happen is here duplicate categories are coming because categories are repeating. So if I use this in this subquery instead, and I just remove the other columns, and I will get distinct category name. Now if I run, okay, order by we don't need in subquery in this one. Now if I run this, now I got the once if I remove the distinct here, now if you will see the data will be duplicate. Now if I add the duplicate distinct, so it is not like here I am not using the union, if you see, because union is not what I want here. Okay.
Can you distinguish distinct from union?
No, distinct is on the top of the query. Why I was like unioning the data, I just want to show you by generating some data. So for generating the data I just made a query, so that union has nothing to do with distinct. The thing is, distinct means it will distinct all the output. By default what union do is it keeps the unique value, it won't have the duplicate value. Okay. Now till this point I think you must have a little bit of knowledge like what are these subqueries. These subqueries can be interlinked with each other or it can be without interlinking. If you just don't have where clause, then it will not be interlinked and it will get you the random data. Suppose I want to get this customer, right? So here what we did was we get the last order of this customer. Suppose this with this one I want to get the last order placed with irrespective to the customer. I just want to get last order ID from the order table whenever the order was placed with each record, but I don't want any condition. So it will be like same for all the records, because last order placed without any condition means it will be same for all the what it was, I think, with expression is not introduced with exist. Wait a second, where I did mistake. Top one. Okay, let me just remove for this for a while. Oh, okay. So here I cannot have multiple values, so this was a problem. We'll set off one order ID. So with all customer I want to get the last order irrespective whether that belongs to that customer or not. So I wrote this query. So the last order will be the same for all the customer for sure, because there is no condition. Now the thing is, if I am not using interlinking this subquery without outer query, then the data will come without any constraint. So the subquery, when you are writing a subquery, you have to make sure it must link with the outer query, then only it will make sense more. Second, whenever it is in between, and also, okay, few more things I will show you. Okay, I want to get maximum order ID. Okay, the same kind of this order date. Now if you run this query, the data will be having no column name. Okay, now whenever this no column name is there, if it is in between select and from, then it is not mandatory you need to have. Okay, one more thing for subquery. Now once you start practicing, I will share you one more video. I have already made it a long time ago, that will make you more clear regarding the concept of subquery, how that works. In that video I have covered like what are the rules while making the subquery and all. So for now let us end it here for this subquery concept. For let me introduce you few more. So if you remember, last time we did one row number function. Okay, one more thing I want to show you is like inner join. I showed you basically when you are writing join, this means an inner join. Now what is inner join? For that, let me show you one picture. Now this is the join structure. Wait a second. Okay, so what is the inner join? Inner join is the common data in between two tables. So suppose this is table A and table B. When I am doing inner join, so it will get me the column data. So if I am joining a customer, suppose there is a category name ABC in my product, basically categories table, but there is no product has been assigned to that category. So whenever I am doing inner join, that output will not be the part of the output. The reason is because that category doesn't have any product in B. So when I am joining customer with the orders table, and if it is an inner join, so only those customer will come where there is an order placed by that customer. If there are 10 customer who has never placed an order, they will not be the part of, you can say, output. So let me show you how it works. So let us see how many customer we have. Customers. So we have 91 customers. Okay, I will inner join. Okay, let us 91 customer. If you see here we have 91 customer. I will set distinct customer ID from orders, because there can be multiple orders. So if I am doing distinct, so this one has 91, but if you see there are 89 customers who has placed orders. My suppose my requirement is I want to get the customer name and number of orders they have placed so far. So number of orders will come from orders table. I will say cust inner join orders ORD on basis of cust dot customer ID equal to ORD dot customer ID. And what I want is I want company name. Basically company name is the customer name, and I want count of ORD dot order ID. All the order I want to count, and when I am saying count means there is a grouping involved. I will say group by company name. So I want to get all the customers and their total orders. So if you see there are 89 customers, it is showing. It is excluding the 2 customer who has never placed an order. So for those customer, what I want is I want to get the customer even if they haven't placed an order, but either value should be null or 0 in front of me. So for that I will do left join. It is called as left outer join, but we can say left join also. Now if I select, my output will be 91. The customer who has never placed an order, there will be some null or some 0 value. Let us see. So this is the 0 value. So okay, now I am to get having. I want to see the customer who has never placed an order. I will say having value equal to 0. So if I run this, these are the 2 customers who has never placed an order. So how I was able to get it is with left join. What this left join means? Left means left table. Now left side might see there are 2 tables. One is on right side and second is on left side. When I'm saying left join, it means I want to get all the data from the customer table even if they don't met this condition. But I am not saying it is the vice versa. When I have to do right join, I will say right. So in that case it will means I want to get all the data from right table even if this condition doesn't met. So in my case, my customer table is on the left side, and I am saying I want to get all the customer irrespective whether they meet you can say uh, satisfy this condition. If they don't satisfy the condition, like put null in front of me, not an issue, or 0. This was the count operation, so it was null. So if it will be other operation, then it can be okay, like say maximum order ID. If you want to get, let us try that. So if I see maximum order ID got, so it will be null because count is a, you can say, counting operation, so 0 is a count. But when it is like maximum, so there is no order, so there will be no maximum for this customer, so the value came as null. So I can say count. So again back to this one, and also I want to get only the customer who has count 0. So having I need to do, because I am putting the condition on how many orders, so it will be the having operator to solve my problem. This is very important, like how these joins are very important when you are getting the data, because in a lot of cases this will be the issue. Like suppose you want to do analysis, on those customers also who are not having any orders for some you can say state or something, but you want to get the data of that state, and but all the customers, so that you can have some rules made over that. Now in that case you need to get all the customers, so for that thing you need this left and you can say right joins. These are called as outer joins, and in the normal without, if you write this inner, so this will be an inner join. So inner join is, if you see the image, it will be the common between both the tables. The left outer join is this one, so it will contain all the data from table A irrespective whether it contains in B or not. The right join will be the vice versa. Okay, so this is how we are getting. Are you able to get the joins? Anyone having any questions? Abhishek, Ranjana, Arjun, any question? Okay, okay. So this is how joins are necessary for us. Okay, and now suppose I was getting all the orders details from the customer. Okay, let me okay, instead of this count and all, I will just remove it. I will say I want to get all the orders. ord dot star means all the order details, and let us keep this customer so that we can put them in where clause. And I will say I want to get all order details. So if I just run this, what it will do, it will get the customer detail and all the orders. So also I want to put one condition on, you can say where customer. Okay, let us take one customer ID. So I will say I want to get all the orders placed by this customer. So I will say where customer customer ID equal to, or I will take the name. If I run this, so I got, I think, oh, company name here. Okay, so if I am getting, now what I am getting is I am getting all the customer orders which are placed by this customer. Now if I run this same query for this customer, now if you remember, there is no data, basically no order placed by this customer. So what will happen? Customer name will come, other columns will be null. Above was the case when we are doing the aggregation, so that's why it was with the group by. But here I am not doing any grouping, I am just directly getting all the data. So when I am doing this, what I'm getting is, if there is no data on the right side table, it will be all null. Okay, so this is how it works. Now how the right join works, suppose I just replace the position of these two tables, so I need to do right join. It will be exactly the same. Okay, let me do it the same with the above query. I will just replace the sides of the table everything remains same, still my output will be the same, because now the table is on the right. So whenever you are writing this right and left, you must make sure which table data you want and which are the table data which you don't want. Okay. So one more thing, these are the basically this is the image which I will share you. This also shows how you can get the other data also. Like here it was like data from A, it was data which is common, and it was the data from B. Now you want to get only data from A, but you don't want to get data which is even common with B. You only want to get data with only from A. So for that you do have to do the right left join, because this is on the left side. Also you will say one more condition where B is null. Okay, now let me show you how. Suppose I want to get all the data for this customer. Okay, or okay, I want to get all the data from the customer and all, but I just want to get the data which are not having any data with all the information without this where clause. So I will say where ord dot order id is null. So what it do is it will be null for only those customer who has nothing, no data. So here I see, here I have to put the where condition for specific customer. Suppose you don't know the name, which are the customer who has the data. So the right join you made, and here you said I want to get all the data for all the customers where order ID is null. So order ID is you can say primary key, so it cannot be null. It can only be null in the case when it doesn't exist in the order table for this customer. So you will say I want to get all the customer where order ID is null. So what it will get is it will get you only this side of data. Okay, so the same case with the B1 when you are doing left and right, see that you understand. Now there is one full outer join. Here you see what is this full outer join is, it will get you all the order like from the all the, suppose in this case I don't have any example to show you proper full outer join. Now what is full outer join is, suppose I want to get, there can be orders where there is no customer. Basically in normal grocery shops if you go, there are like suppose you place an order more than 10,000 rupees, so they will ask you your phone number and everything and register you. Suppose you went and purchased one toffee, so they won't be asking your phone number to input in their system. So in those orders the customer ID will be null. In this you can say database we don't have that example, but there can be orders where customer ID can be null, and there can be customer who has never placed an order. So in this case, on that case you have to write full outer join. So what it will do is, or you can directly write just full join also, that is not a problem. Now what it will do, it will give you all the data from both the tables even if they are not joining. So what will happen, the data where value from the B table has no data in A, it will give null in the A table columns, and when there is a records from A table which don't have any value from B, it will give you null from the B side columns, and for the common column values will come from both the side. Now with this condition at the last, you can ignore. Suppose you want to get all the data where only data from B will come and A will come, which is not common in between them. So in this image you see these are the condition. You can use this condition and generate the data as per your expectations. Okay, I hope all of these things are making sense to you.
Yogesh?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, actually, I have a question. If we have C as well in SQL joins,
Yeah.
then how will we do?
See,
With this with where if we have three
yes.
or four or five.
Okay, now let us take example. Mm, in this database it won't be possible. I have to prepare for data for that case. Okay, but let me show you how multiple join works. Now if you remember, I want to get the customer and the category in which the customer purchased the orders. So now if you see, there is no relationship between customer, order. Yeah, we can make the case out of it. Okay, now I want to get the customer, I want to get the categories he has placed order in. Now the problem is there is no direct relationship between customer and category. So how it is they are related is, first or customer will place some order, Now that order will contain some products which will be in order details. Then those product will be referred in the product table, and that product must belong to some category. So to get the categories in which customer has placed the order, I have to go through all these tables, all of them. Okay. So suppose I want to get select star from customers, cust inner join orders ORD on cust.customer ID equal to ORD dot customer ID.
Yogesh?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. In this situation, can we use subquery?
Subquery, how you will use? See, there is
Subquery.
you can do subquery directly, not an issue. But the thing is, to get to till this categories table, you have to get through all the tables. Even if the subquery will work, in that case also you need to make joins within the subquery, because there is no direct linkage between this order table and categories, neither between order details and categories. So it has to go through this hierarchy. Even if it is a subquery, then also it will be a big subquery, and anyhow you have to make joins within the subquery also. Okay, you have to make sure like whether there is a relationship between. If there is no, suppose there is no relationship between categories and customer, even if there are other tables, but still there is no map which is making till this this table, so you cannot pull the data. There must be a relationship. Okay, order ID.
Matlab in this case, if we are moving towards left, then we have to use left join again and again.
No, one time only. Basically yes, in that case yes, because otherwise it will filter out the data, no doubt. Because the thing is, see how it works is, you join these two tables. Now the output of these two tables will be the left side for the next join. Now the output for the next join, now I am joining this with product tables, prod on dot product ID equal to prod dot product ID inner join categories cat on prod dot category ID equal to cat dot category ID. Now suppose what I want to get is cust dot company name and the category he has purchased in. Now the thing is, the customer must have purchased multiple products which belongs to same category, so it will give me the duplicate data. So to distinguish, now I will say order by cust dot company name. Now if you will see, we may have the duplicate categories. Now this person has placed multiple order in beverage. To now distinguish, distinct clause will help us in. Now here we cannot use the union, so for sure distinct will be the one. Now the thing was question like, now I want to get those customer also who has never placed an order. So for that thing I have to put left here. Now the thing is, once this join is performed, the output of this join will be the output for this join. Now these all things will become left side for this join. So here again I have to put left, again left, because the output of this will also be left for the other side, and again left. And it's not like always you will be doing it, it can be like merge up also. So it depends, like till the time you want all the you want an inner join, means common value. After that from one table you have to extract only null or any value, then you have the left, and after that also you are again coming back to the inner join. So it can be mixed, because there is no constraint how you are writing the joins. So it depends upon situation to situation, but in our case yes, this is the one. So till now we have this 598 records. Now we will have two more customer who has null, who has never placed an order. So there will be in between, I think P they started with PQRS. So here there will be some null one. Yeah, this is the Paris. So this is the null. Now the thing is, left join, how it works is, output of this left join will be the output for, will be input for this one, and output of this till this join will be input for this one, and so on. So you need to have this left and right combination. So it is not like whenever you have started with left, it will be left for everything. Okay, got my point? Hello, Abhishek. Yes, okay. Arjun, are you there? Can you ping in the group? Okay. So till now, Abhishek, we are clear with everything. So these, I think this will be enough for today, because if I proceed more, it will be like going above the head. Okay, I will share.
Because
Mm, mm.
Ranjana messaged in the group that her Wi-Fi is not connecting.
Okay, no problem. So I will just upload this lecture and previous one also. So I think this is enough for today for us. Okay. So now the main thing is you have to install the SQL Server. Okay. So
Yeah,
that you need.
Can you send a link?
Yeah, link for video also I will share. Okay. I will
Yeah,
share.
in group.
Okay. In the group, or okay, yeah, it will work. Okay, no problem. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye.
Oh, thank you, Yogesh.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.